this is Brett, the Fancy Lumberjack. What we're going to do today is talk about the 1,000-mile review of the Ineos, some thoughts on the exterior, interior, some of the competitors, why I like this as an everyday SUV, and yeah, just really general thoughts of using this for the last 1,000 miles. So let's get started. I'm going to start out with talking about interior and exterior features, just generally how I like it for some long rides, commuting into work, getting things done. So exterior, loving the build quality. It's really, really solid. The Safari window's definitely worth it, just fantastic. Wind noise noticeable, but you can work around it, so not a big deal, but it's a benefit. It's much better than a moonroof or a sunroof. Hard to explain why, but just the way the airflow works and how easy it is and how forward they are. I really, really like that a lot. It's really high up, so when you're in traffic, you can see around you really well. I love that. And then, like I said, really rugged. Everything's metal. Just really, really solid. Everyone who gets in it, everyone who uses it, it's just really, really solid, really well built. Not a lot of fancy stuff in there at all. So I really like that. On the interior, there's not a lot of fancy equipment, not a lot of, I don't know, accessories and everything. I really appreciate that. I do not like vehicles that have a lot of bells and whistles in it. This thing's very minimalist. That said, the head unit's actually fairly nice. It does wireless Android Auto. I'm on Android and I really like that. The seats are very comfortable. We have the cloth seats and they're really, really nicely made. Very happy with those. And so yeah, generally happy with the interior. We can talk a little bit about the cargo area specifically in a minute. We have the saddle leather steering wheel, which I'm very impressed with. So just as a general overview of the interior and exterior, very happy with it. I really like the headlights, very bright at night. They're really nice. Now these things, you might think those are fog lights or something. They're not. Those are for off-roading, and you can't actually get them on unless you're in 4 low and off-road mode. So those lights, they look cool, but aren't practical unless you're actually doing nighttime off-roading. The main lights though, fantastic. Brights are really good. I'm used to some really good brights and those are excellent, so I'm very happy about that. And then when we come around on the side, these grab bars, I thought they were kind of cool when we got this. It actually ends up being supremely useful, and as a tie down, I use them with those tie down hooks, you know, ratchet hooks, and they fit right on here. It's really great to haul stuff around on. And we moved a bunch of drywall and just hooked onto these. It was fantastic. The roof takes 1,000 pounds. It's got some good rails along the top that you can put stuff on. So I was really pleased with that. The ladder's a lot of fun. You can get up there and just kind of hang out on top. So in a nice wooded area like this, if you want to just put some chairs up there and just hang out up there, you can. But that's really nice. I really like the door handles. I'm very happy with how just solid these are. That's fantastic. I really wish it was a keyless entry, and by that I mean like it had the proximity detection thing, so you come up to it and it's unlocked just because you're near it with the key. I don't like having to hit the button to lock and unlock. That's just old. These rain gutters are there. I don't know why they're there. Honestly, I don't think we need those too much. But yeah, I mean, they look neat, but I don't think there's much use in those at all. So yeah, I really, really like that. How high off the ground it is, it's just the best. So yeah, I can crawl under there. I'm a pretty big guy, so that's really nice. It makes it really easy to clean off anything you've got underneath there and just kind of inspect for anything. We live out in the country, so looking for mice. Very, very easy to do. It also makes going off-road on things like this, when you've got like a wooded trail. You don't have to do anything. It'll just go over anything. Yeah, it's fantastic, you know. Unless we run into the really big boulders like that, I wouldn't do that kind of rock climbing. So yeah, that's the exterior features I really like. We're on a bit of a hill here, and some nice rocks and everything, and really nice to be able to just jump on the ladder, climb up on top if I want to, get an idea of what's going ahead of me, and look around. But I want to talk about the cargo space, which I'm just thrilled with. This is the thing I've been using a lot, and it's kind of like we wanted something that we could use, and that's what this is. You know, not a truck though. We weren't really into a truck. We wanted something that had a bunch of space. We're looking for something exactly like this. So what you've got here, a space where you can easily fit a pallet or pretty much anything you want, and this can take like 2,500 pounds of weight. You can just load something right up in there. You've got some big tie downs, and we do that. And then the seats go down. They fold fairly flat. There's going to be about a 6-inch space when you fold them down. It gives you a ton of space for cargo. So in general, this cargo area is fantastic. It's huge. Very happy with it. So next I want to talk about the engine performance, fuel economy, all of that kind of stuff. So after about 1,000 miles, we've done a couple of road trips that have been in the 2-hour range. So some good highway usage, some good longer trips. Only 1,000 miles, but still. So we've only had to fill up a couple of times, and that's been totally reasonable. It hasn't been bad at all. So on the highway, fantastic. We cruise around 75, 80, that range. The only problem with wind noise has been the Safari windows, and it's reasonable. You can have a normal conversation. It's not that much louder than other vehicles compared to the Land Cruiser, compared to the Bronco, compared to the Jeep. So they're all as loud, if not louder. Definitely the Jeep is louder. The Bronco with the hard top and insulated top was louder. Land Cruiser was much louder. Very, very boxy Land Cruiser. So yeah, I'll talk more about those comparisons another time. But in terms of interior noise at high speed on the highways, even with wind, totally reasonable. I mean, it's boxy. You got to expect some wind noise, especially if you're heading into the wind or anything like that. But it's been fine. In terms of hauling, we haven't hauled anything big yet. We have the tow accessory on the back, and I'm looking forward to doing some hauling, but we haven't done that yet. And then if you're at like 40 or 50 miles an hour, it's fantastic. You don't really hear anything. Stereo's just fine. You don't have to have it cranked up or anything. You have the Safari windows open, the windows down. No issue with noise at all. So I'm very happy with that. These tires aren't the KO2 tires. So these are a little bit lower profile. They're not really meant for off-roading, like serious off-roading. This has been fine off-roading though. On gravel roads, we have gravel road at the front of our property, and then we have like this kind of area, a lot of trails and stuff like that, and it's been just fantastic, very, very easy. We have a side-by-side and a tractor that I use when I go very far off into the woods, but this thing can get back anywhere I want to go. So very happy with it off-road, and on-road has been wonderful too. Yeah, so in terms of expectations of a fairly rugged vehicle, this has exceeded our expectations. It's built really solidly, and that's important. So compared to other things that we've driven like trucks and SUVs, this is a lot of fun, very easy to drive, and is performing really well. I'm looking forward to the winter months to be able to try that out in the snow. That's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, let's talk about the inside. Generally very happy with it. It's very minimalist, which I really like. I do not want a whole bunch of bells and whistles, and it doesn't have them, but the things it does have are very functional. I appreciate that. I like the gauge at the front. I'm more a fan of having everything in the center console view and only notifications up here. It opens up the view quite a bit. Now that I'm used to it, I much prefer it. So that's been really good. All the controls for the fans and buttons and air conditioning and all of that are just fine. The knobs are a little plasticky. I wish those were maybe made out of something a little different or felt a little bit more solid, but they're just fine. The seats are great. They're cloth. They're the Recaro seats, and they're heated. We have the heated seats. The heated seats are spectacular. They're very, very nice. They're almost too hot, but not too hot, but they're excellent. This armrest is incredible. On longer road trips, you know, just having your arm here feels so natural. And in other cars now, when I get in them, I find that it's kind of awkward. My elbow doesn't have enough room, and boy, do I just ever like having this here. The seat controls are all manual. I much prefer that to electronic seat controls. The electronic seat controls are slow, they're finicky. I don't like them. So the manual seat controls, they're fast. Anyone can use them. They can get it to wherever they want. They can easily adjust them back. So I'm very happy with those. Like I said, the Safari windows are fantastic. They are very far forward. So at lights, when you're right up on a light, you can actually usually see the light right out the Safari window, which is nice. and it lets in some really nice airflow, and it's just nice. Sometimes you'll be driving, you'll see birds flying over and things like that. The Safari windows are definitely worth it. They're great. Everything in the cabin here is very minimalist, like I said. So like, there's no vanity mirror here. It's very basic, and I'm totally fine with that. I like all the controls up here. I don't use them as much yet. I'm looking forward to hooking up a couple of accessories just for fun. And then I've played with the lights, which are actually very well featured, interior lights and exterior lights. So I'm enjoying that. I use the off-road mode. It's in off-road mode now, or it was before I turned off the vehicle. I use that a decent amount. It's pretty easy, so no complaints there. I like all the trim. The space is incredible. I'm 6'4", tons of headroom, and I have the seat jacked up a little bit. Normally I have to have it all the way down. Don't have to do that here, which I'm happy about. So yeah, all the controls are really nice. I've already mentioned, I think the shifter's really finicky. I think that they could have done a much better job with this control. This one's actually really quite fun, but yeah, I don't like that too much. These controls, I end up using those more than the touchscreen. Even though I know it's a touchscreen, I just tend to use the controls down here. We have the favorite set for the speed control. Speed control, it'll warn you when you go over the speed limit, like maybe 10% of the time it remembers not to do that, but then, you know, you have to just hit the favorite and set that back. The audio is passable. The speakers are fine. The power is fine. But yeah, we're gonna want to upgrade that at some point, and especially getting some tweeters up higher, either in the dash up here or on the column. The reason for that is it sounds very muffled. All the high frequency sounds down at your knees and your feet. So it's not coming up to your ears, and doesn't really it doesn't sound very very open or very clear. So a little bit of a muffled sound there. Air conditioning works great. We've tried that a bunch. It's been summer, it's been hot. And yeah, in terms of functionality on the inside, very happy with it. It took me a bit to learn what all the warning lights meant on the front, but when I went through them all, generally the display's black unless you've got your headlights on. There's not really anything going on. Some country roads, you'll see that it'll warn you that it can't detect the lanes, but nothing to worry about there. It's all been pretty nice. The amount of USB controls are fine. All power controls are fine in terms of being able to charge your phone and all of that. Those are all no problem. I really like the wireless Android. I've mentioned that before. So that's good. I wish the glove box was way bigger. I find that extra storage in here could be done better. Along the doors could be a bit more room. Under the seats, there's some in the back, which is great. But yeah, the glove box could be better, especially you want to have some documents with you, but it'd be nice to be able to put a big atlas in there and stuff like that. Another thing to mention on the interior is we have some controls in here. The park assist, that I wish that was faster, and I think the radar is good and the display is good when you're using it, but it's not very real time. It's not even like pseudo real time. It's definitely delayed. So I wish that was way faster. It's probably a lag time of maybe a couple of seconds. It's not that accurate. I wish there was a better view of cameras around you, so the rear view camera could definitely show more information. When you're around trees and stuff like that, you really need a spotter. You need to have someone out around you, because that camera's not showing you enough information, and the mirrors aren't showing you enough information. And then there's the start stop. That isn't fantastic. I get it, and but it's really not. It's just more annoying, really. So what it's supposed to do is just about anytime you're hitting an intersection or like a traffic stop or whatever, it'll shut off. In stop and go traffic, it will sometimes stop when you stop, and then sometimes it won't. And I'm not sure why that is. And then it needs you to be fully stopped for it to engage. And the amount of time it takes to come back up, you just let go of the brake a little bit, it comes back up. Isn't too bad, but you can't have your gas on until you can't put your foot on the gas until it's really okay. So it's a few seconds is really what it is, or maybe like 2 seconds, but it's enough. So if you've got cars behind you and you want to get going, you have to kind of get it started, and then all right, now we can get going. In my experience in like commuting and stuff, it's better if I just have it off. And I think that's the time when you'd want to use it, is when you're around a lot of cars and you have like small times when you are stopped at a light or whatever. But you know it just doesn't in practice work out to be that quick. So yeah, I'm not too much of a fan of that yet. I've had a number of other cars that have that feature, and they're a little bit faster. I've noticed on this one, it's more just I end up just turning it off because I don't want to deal with it. Talk a little bit about using this around my expectations for just daily life. So being able to haul stuff with this, like a wood splitter or whatever, fantastic, no problems. How being able to commute to work, hauling people, all of that, it's just been fantastic. It's exceeded my expectations there. So very happy so far with just general daily life with this vehicle. It's been nice to haul things and not have to rent a truck or borrow a truck or anything like that, or have stuff delivered. It's nice that you can just use this to get stuff done. I really prefer that. I'm also very happy with the build quality in the cargo area and the protection on the seats. I really don't feel bad throwing stuff in here. So we've put lots of good stuff in the back, from tile to wood, and all the insulation and all sorts of stuff like that. And it's been fantastic to put stuff back there. And it makes you want to use it because it doesn't have a lot of really anything in the back area that can be damaged. So you just feel like you can throw stuff in there, wipe it down, you're all good. And that really meets our lifestyle and our expectations around being able to use this in just our daily lives. So that's been really nice. As a commuter, it's been fine. I don't commute into work too often, but when I do, this has been fun. Every time I go in, people want to see it and want to sit in it, want to talk about it. How do I like it? All of that. So I'm enjoying that. As a fun anecdote, I went over to Bass Pro Shops, and I went in there. They happened to be having a car show, so I pulled in, and they said, you know, hey, do you want to put this in the show and be judged? And you know, that's not a typical thing for me in any of the cars that I drive. They said, no, thanks. I'm just trying to get to Bass Pro to pick some stuff up. But yeah, so it's really fun still to be around people. We were out in Cape Cod, and people were taking pictures with it and out at the beach, and you know, standing around it and checking it out and everything like that. And again, that's pretty atypical for vehicles that I normally have, but it's really fun. So I'm enjoying that a lot. Generally really happy with it. A few things that I wish they can improve on. So again, the Safari windows are fantastic. I wouldn't change them. I was skeptical at first about them, but I'm very happy with them. I wish they came with something that you could put in when you're doing a kind of a longer road trip that will deaden the sound. It's not so much the heat and the sun coming through them. I understand that there's an issue there, especially if you're living somewhere with a lot of sun. But really, to me, it's the road noise and temperature. I think that would be really great. If something would fit in here. So you can buy aftermarket ones. I know that, that's no problem. But I really think that could be used. I think there should be a grab handle on this side, same as there is on the passenger side. I think that'd be really good for people getting in and out. You end up just using the steering wheel here to pull yourself in, because it's a bit of a jump. So there's that. I think that this center console is a little loose, so I think that should be bolted in better. It's not rattling too much or anything yet, but it's going to get there. I think we're going to need to put something in here to secure this a little bit better. So that's 1,000 miles in. Went by really quickly, and we're going to take it up into Canada over the next week and enjoy some time around there. So we'll probably be at 2,000 pretty soon. And yeah, in terms of what's coming up, I'm really looking forward to getting a 3/4 size roof rack on top, one of the Lightner racks. I'm really looking forward to getting some Buzz Overland rock rails on the bottom. For people that are a bit shorter, it is hard to get in and out of, especially in the back with the stadium seating. So we're looking forward to getting some steps there just to help people in and out. I'll probably get the safari window covers. I'm looking forward to hauling some stuff just around the property. Maybe in mid-October we're going to do an overlanding trip, so I'm really looking forward to that. That came up through our dealership, and they invited us into an event there. I'm really happy with the community that they're building, and looking forward to this opportunity to kind of learn some basic off-roading and talk about how we use our Ineos, talk about some other people and how they use their Ineos, and be up in Vermont. Of course, it's a lot of fun. So we're looking forward to that. But again, we'll probably do another video before we even get to that experience. That's about all I wanted to cover here today. If you have anything you want me to try doing, if you have any questions or anything like that about this, let me know. I'll check the comments and all of that, and I can do a quick video showing pretty much anything you'd like. So let me know if you have anything you're curious about, or if you want me to talk about. I'd be happy to do that. 1,000 miles in, pretty happy with this decision. Really enjoying using it for all sorts of stuff that I was planning on doing, and then random things that I just end up doing anyway. Having a lot of fun with it, so looking forward to the next bit with it. Thanks very much, and if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe it, and thanks for watching.